So I just finished watching the second debate of the second round of the Democratic primary debates, and I have to say, these are really growing a bit old, especially these last two. They're very, very long, and this one was definitely not as entertaining as yesterday, but as you can see from the thumbnail and title, there was some enjoyment to be had. Namely, everyone seemed to be dunking on Joe Biden. So there was about an hour during the debate where just coming out of nowhere, people, bringing the steel chairs in the back while others were hitting him with the left hook, people jabbing him, gut punches. It was pretty beautiful to watch for, the time being. I feel some people could have joined in a bit more. Tulsi Gabbard could have got him foreign policy, but we'll get into all that. I got a couple notes here, and I'm going to do this in one take, so sorry if I stumble with some words. But basically, it started off with Harris and Biden battling about healthcare. They're really getting bogged down in the details, and because neither support like a Bernie style, Medicare for all, I didn't really care for it so much. I wasn't really concentrating on the detail, but they're having a bit of a go at each other. But then she got him on busing again and saying that Booker and her would not be senators today if not for stuff like busing, and Obama would have never been in a position to make him vice president without it. And he's saying, like, obviously Biden is racially insensitive, all that stuff. But then Biden came back and called out her position on busing. They really got into it, and it ended in a bit of a stalemate. And then what was great is Tulsi Gabbard then comes in and savaged Harris about her record, saying, when you were the Attorney General of California, there were people on death row, innocent people on death row, and you were forced, you didn't want to give the evidence to exonerate them, and you were forced to do that. You didn't release the evidence. You were bad at your job. I don't want someone like you in the White House. It was pretty good because I wanted her to come in and savage Biden, but she went for Harris instead. And I enjoyed that because it was like a nice little circle. But at the same time, I want Tulsi to go for Biden as well. But it was nice to see someone actually call out Harris for her crap, and people generally were like into it, like the audience. The audience were a bit annoying tonight because I kept clapping for Biden and all his rubbish points. But then another good one, here comes Booker. Booker called out Biden for the war on drugs, for the marijuana, in terms of being prosecuted for marijuana, being in jail to this day. Called him out bad, and Biden was responding. He was arguing back, saying how great he was, and Biden was so weird. He was talking about ending so many things he put in the crime bill. So he's talking about the disparity between powdered and crack cocaine, meaning you'll go to prison for longer for being caught with crack cocaine. He put that in the legislation, and he's talking about getting rid of it. So a bit hypocritical. I wish someone would put him up on that, but Booker was just getting him, and Castro agreed with him. It was like, you oversaw these policies. Do you regret them, basically? So, they got him on that, and Booker didn't really let him off the hook too much. But again, you got to go for the heart. You got to really get him. You got to say stuff. Like, he did kind of say this, but in a nice way. There are people in prison today because of you for marijuana violations, and it's all on you. You tripled the prison population. That's what people should be saying to him. Not all this dancing around, beating around the bush. Just get him straight because he is responsible for that stuff. It's just frustrating to see. They could have landed a KO on him. That's why on my thumbnail he's got the plaster and the black eye. They need to land the final KO on him with this stuff. Like, you are responsible for all this stuff, including the Iraq War as well. So then Inslee comes in and dunks on Biden about climate change, saying like his proposal does not go far enough. It's about the future of humanity. You've got to be bold and big. Biden's one is middle of the road, and Inslee got him because Inslee had a good night in terms of banging on about climate change, really forcing the issue and standing out from everyone else because he made it his main issue. So I thought he did okay. He obviously isn't great to listen to. He's not the best speaker like some of the other ones who are a bit better and charismatic and stuff. But, I did enjoy that, and he came for Biden as well. And then Tulsi did a bit better in this debate. I think the format benefited her a lot more. She talked about Afghanistan, how we're wasting, I think it's $4 billion a week or something, maybe a month, and talks about the TPP, and they got Biden over that a bit as well. Bill de Blasio came for Biden as well with like a metal club, and he got him bad on things like the TPP. It's like, do you still agree with it? But then the best thing, Bill de Blasio was like, your administration, you were part of the Obama administration, you were vice president, you deported 3 million people, you deported more than Trump, and then he kept following him up with it. And I did enjoy that, but of course politicians, Biden just danced around it. But I did like how he didn't let him off the hook. And he said something like, you talk about Vice President Obama all the time. You can't have it both ways. You can't say how much Obama liked you and respected you and then go on and say, you had no input in this. You didn't try and change his mind. The president did that. That's how Biden deflected off it. So I did enjoy de Blasio coming for him as well. Gillibrand tried to get Biden. I don't think it landed as much. Reading a quote that he said, women working outside the home would lead to the deterioration of society and the family and things like that. It didn't land as much, but then Harris got in on the action and said Biden was against the Hyde Amendment, which withheld federal funding for abortions in cases of rape and incest and other things. And she got him pretty good for that, but then he kind of was pretty passive. The performance was really weird. He kept cutting himself off because he was trying to be respectful, but he should have just gone for it. It was really annoying, but overall, it was refreshing to see all these people just dunking on it at the same time. I'd say he's down, but not down for the count. He did not come out of his debate looking good, and everyone was getting into him. You just need someone to get in there, and I wanted Tulsi to be this person. Get in there and land the knockout blow on him. Finish him off. Like Mortal Kombat. Finish him. And that's what I wanted. I want Warren and Bernie to double team. That sounds so wrong. Double team Biden. I want Bernie to land the jabs, and then Warren comes out of nowhere, steel chair, smacks him over the head, and he's gone for good. They need to hit him harder. In terms of other people, Gillibrand was pretty anonymous. Bennett, come on, we don't want to listen to you, man. You're so boring. But, you made some decent points, but I don't really understand your policy positions or your core or anything. Who else was there? Bill de Blasio did okay with the time he had. Obviously, I agree with more of his positions. He was okay. Who else? Castro had a bad night. I'd say he became more irrelevant because he did pretty well in the first debate. I think he kind of faded in that one. Booker did okay as well. I don't think he hurt his chances. Pretty charismatic. Getting Biden was probably his highlight. Talking about things like, that he put loads of these people in prison and stuff, and he's responsible for it, and he used his position of power at the time to write the crime bill, and Castro said that as well. And they just need to go harder on him. Do you know what I mean? It's just frustrating to see people just soft gloves. He's a Republican. Get him. That's what everyone wants to see. I'm baying for blood right now here in the UK. And then his closing speech, what the hell was he talking about? He said Joe 33030. Is that his website, or do you text that or something? That was really strange. He seems to be kind of, I don't know, out of it. He's not doing so well. I don't think he's ever been good at debates. And I guess it's all the punches he's been hit with during, the fight. He just can't stand up anymore. He can't take it. But overall, my summary of all these debates, you can't see anyone other than Bernie and Warren winning it. They stood out so much yesterday. They destroyed CNN. They destroyed everyone else about them. But as someone in my comments said, Bernie went sicko mode. Bernie went beast mode on everyone, calling out everyone. It was so much more entertaining to watch. And yeah, Warren was his partner in crime. Tonight, it was pretty even field. And I didn't even mention Andrew Yang. I think he did okay, better than he did before. Because, sorry, I don't have him in my notes. He made some good points about his UBI. I did really like him saying this whole thing is like a circus. It's like a TV show. No wonder we have a reality TV show president. That was my favourite line of the whole thing. That is so true. And I really like that because he is not a politician, obviously. But overall, I think he was a bit weak, but I think he had a decent night compared to last time. And like I was saying, Gabbard was okay, but she has to attack people more. You got people on stage with you who vote for these wars like Biden. You got to get them. You can't be standing out. It's a debate. You got to get stuck in. You got to make a name for yourself, like Harris did last time. Really getting into Biden made her the big attraction of this one. So Tulsi, if she stands a chance, she needs to do that even more. But overall, yeah, the winner of this one, it's hard to say. Tie, maybe. Biden obviously making himself look a lot worse, but I don't know if there's a winner, really. I think last night was way stronger. People coming out looking stronger. Williamson, Bernie, Warren. And I'm hoping this gets rid of so much deadwood. Delaney, Bennett, Tim Ryan. What the hell are you doing there, man? Inslee, maybe. Bill de Blasio, maybe, as well. They did better than those other people, but come on, let's thin the herd. Let's make it smaller so we don't have to watch 3-hour debates 2 nights in a row. It's 4 a.m. in the UK. I don't want to watch another one of these. They need to make the format better, and I want more action. I guess that's because I want to be entertained. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you to everyone who joined the live streams tonight. and yesterday. I really appreciate it. Thank you for keeping me company. A lot of you are loyal subscribers, and you always tune into my live streams on Sunday as well. So thanks a lot for that. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel, maybe like the video. I have a Patreon in my description, and again, thanks to all my patrons, so go check that out. If you're new, find me on social media at The Cavanacle on both Instagram and Twitter, and yeah, you can also read some of my writing on the Cavanacle WordPress blog, so check that out as well. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching.